Hi, I'm Brett. Today we've got a video update for you on the Lancer RalliArt. Now this is the turbocharged version of the normal production, normally aspirated car. Got to be careful and not mix it up with the Lancer Evo 10. Completely different chassis, although they do share a common transmission and a common engine with minor variations. What we're going to talk about today is some of the fantastic upgrades that you can do with the suspension, such as the replacement springs and shocks. And I avoid using the word coilover because unfortunately in the world these days coilovers are normally associated with horrible ride quality, stiff bumpy ride down the road, and cars that typically don't always handle as well as what they should. But in our preferred option for these video updates and the brand that you can come to rely on around the world, available here in Australia, is MCA, made in Queensland by the father and son company of Josh Coote and his father Murray Coote, who you may have watched Time Attack, well-known Nissan rear-wheel drive hammerhead car, incredible results, but I digress. Today we've got the upgrades with the coilover shocks, again spring and shock absorber, replacing the original factory ones. So I'm going to show you what the original factory ones look to start with. So you've got the rear shock absorber body, coilover spring, strut top, which bolts up inside the back of the chassis. This bolts to the bottom of the suspension, and obviously the spring controls the shock absorber itself. Non-adjustable, fixed height, no shock absorber adjustment whatsoever. Front Mcpherson Strut, which has a guiding function for controlling the location of the front lower control arm. This part here bolts to the lower control arm. You'll notice it's got a bracket here for the sway bar link and a bracket here for the mount for the brake line. Fixed adjustment for fixed platform for the spring, and again no adjustment at the top, and this part bolts up to the top, and of course shock absorber body built into the guiding function of the front suspension. And you'll see inside here, I'll get my cameraman to get a bit close, replacement spring, adjustable platform for the spring tension here, but in the MCA blue, red and the other series of shock absorbers that MCA make, it's also got an adjustment in the body here at the bottom, which gives you even more control over the ride height of the car and the spring tension here. Bracket to bolt the original factory brake lines, and of course a bracket here to connect the front sway bar link, because of course this is the part that changes the stiffness because it's connected to the lower sway bar at the bottom. And this all part just bolts straight into factory standard mounts, front and top. And of course up the top, which I'll show you in a minute, is the adjustment for the shock absorber shock rate. Now around the back, I'll get my camera to come from this side because it's probably a better shot, a little bit easier to see. So you've got the lower control arm, the shock absorber bolts to the bottom of the control arm. Again, you've got an adjustment height here for the body and adjustment here for the spring tension. This part bolts up inside the chassis. The unfortunate thing on the rear of this particular model car, the trim makes it very difficult to get to the adjustment inside, and you have to pull some of the trim away to adjust the shock absorber itself. So we typically set them halfway between hard and soft, and if the customer wants to change it, it's relatively straightforward, but just a little bit awkward to get to. Now around the front, I'm just going to quickly let this down so you can see up the top on the shock absorbers. Now at the top, these cars have on the front the ability to adjust the strut top because it bolts to the chassis, and of course you can adjust the shock absorber rate at the same time. And here you can see the adjustments for negative camber, which is a feature over the factory standard ones, which are non-adjustable, and then this knob here, which has got clicks in it to allow you to count the clicks between hard and soft, or you can go all the other way to change the stiffness of the shock absorber, and that's the same on both sides. And actually the similar adjustment is available at the back for the shock rate, but not the camber setting. So there you have it. Incredibly good ride quality and incredibly good value for money when you're considering what you want to do with your car. Gives you that little bit better look, and also at the same time makes your car handle better. The ride quality of these shock absorbers are fantastic. Most of the guys here in the workshop, including myself, have got them in our own cars purely because we chose them as our preferred shock absorber. And I've used the motorsport version of these shocks in all of my rally cars for over 15-20 years. And now you can buy them for your road car as well. So have a look at some still photos that I'll load here at the same time to get you to understand the difference between the different shock rates and settings that you can buy from MCA, and some photos of this car as we upgrade it. We've got some other modifications to do in a minute. And hopefully, no matter where you are in the world, this video has helped you learn more about your Mitsubishi Lancer RalliArt. And you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. Remember to have a look at the still photos down the bottom. It'll link us to our Facebook page. And of course, share the video around and let us know if you like it and how we can improve. But for now, I'm Brett Middleton. No matter where you are in the world, thanks for watching.